great entertainment, and the drama is building match by match. The BDO Masters is a major on the BDO circuit. So now it's over to Martin Fitzmaurice, who will introduce the first two players who will throw for a place in the final.
Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, let's play darts. Please welcome back to the hockey, the #1 player in the world, Stephen Bunting. Tall, talented and Dutch, welcome, Wesley Arms!
This ain't a song for the broken-hearted. A silent prayer for the baby parted.
The Dutch electrician is wired up for this one for sure. In the commentary box, it's Martin Adams and John Rawling. Best of 9 sets now. Over to you guys.
Yeah, looking forward to this one, Martin. We've seen some excellent darts this afternoon, and this has the makings of being a very good game indeed.
It certainly does, yeah. I wouldn't like to call a winner at the moment. I would like to see a couple of legs get underway first and see how they're playing. On paper, Stephen's obviously the favourite, but Wesley's got the game to turn him over. Hard to say, wouldn't want to call a winner at the moment.
Well, Stephen Bunting, 27 years old, from St Helens. He is the #1 seed. He's the one at the Hockey now. And he's had a tremendous season. Forced himself into that #1 position, but Wesley Harms from the Netherlands, 28 years old, averaged over 99 in beating Phil Nixon and taking his place in this stage of the competition. If he can replicate that, Big Stephen's going to have his work cut out.
He certainly is, yeah. I mean, he's been throwing some great darts this weekend. I think Stephen has as well,
Thank you,
personally.
ladies and gentlemen.
Bit of a slow start yesterday, but he's getting there. And it's all coming together.
So Harms with the darts. Sparky, as he's known, one of the tallest guys in the competition. Won the England Open and the Swiss Open this season.
59.
And now Bunting, who had to battle really hard to beat Rick Hofstra and Benito van der Pas, and then came through in the quarterfinals against Jim Williams. Now within one match, but the longer format. How much of a difference does that make?
If we're playing 5 legs to a set, a big difference. But this is only 3 legs to a set. Although it's a best of 9 sets, it ain't going to make that much difference, or shouldn't do. We will see, though.
Appreciative audience in this beautiful venue here in downtown Hull.
123.
Good trebles. Tony Green spent his formative years hereabouts, he told me. Skipping the light fantastic across the boards down there.
Apparently so, yes.
100.
It is a lovely venue.
$140.
Well, Bunting's effectively nicked the darts.
Well, he has, yeah. I think one thing we can say about Stephen's game, he's slowed himself down a bit from how he used to play 12, 18 months ago.
If he won this, it'd be the first male
87.
boys champion in this tournament to go on and win the full man's title, if you like. 2001 now to 2012. Double 16.
72. Wesley, you require 138.
Arms can't do it now, so Bunting will be coming back for the one which,
58.
in his mind, I'm sure he's
Stephen,
thinking,
you
I can get this in my
require
sleeve.
32.
I'm sure he'll do this. One dart.
Yes, that's game shot.
Good
Down the
call,
first
Wesley.
leg, Stephen Bunting. Second leg, Stephen to throw first.
Told us has been
Game on.
staying in a penthouse suite somewhere in the BBC building, just on the other side of the square here. There's plenty of space in it, so he can get away from Toby's crying.
58.
I don't know. I really don't.
What is he, about 10 weeks old? There he is. He's not missed much, has he? I wonder if he's had a little afternoon power nap somewhere.
69.
They get a bit fractious in my experience if they don't get a bit of shut-eye somewhere through the day.
Well, they can be, yeah, yeah.
100.
Ah, we've got the drinks lined up though.
Absolutely brilliant.
Arms switching down the board.
96.
A steady, sort of phlegmatic-looking character, Wesley Harms. Stephen Bunting, sort of
60.
half grimace, half smile when he throws.
It always reminds me of a cartoon character on the telly.
He's got a hint of the old Kevin Painter upside-down smile, hasn't he?
Upside down smile. That wasn't who I was thinking of as it
100.
happens. Family Guy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Peter Griffin.
100.
Richard tells me that he came out to the music of Family Guy at Lakeside.
That he did, yes. I remember it well.
He's had this fantastic year, though, hasn't he,
100.
Stephen? He's got 4 singles titles in the last 12 months, runner-up in 2 more, and he can now put some pressure on the Harms throw. Not like that.
81.
Well,
Wesley,
talk us
you
through
require
this one. Let's see if Harms can
136.
check this out.
Well, 136, treble 20. I would expect to see first dart. No, he'll stay there. Maybe he'll leave him 56. If he leaves him at 96, he'll still stay there.
60.
And Bunting now can
Stephen,
step
you
up
require
and
102.
potentially take the first set here. 102 is required. Coming down the board.
62.
Well, that gives Harms an
Wesley,
opportunity.
you require
76, treble 20, double 8. 5, 71. He'll stand back and look, I would think, treble 13. Yeah, 18 for tops.
36.
So Bunting coming back,
Stephen, you
looking for
require
tops
40.
for the first set. First to 5, remember, puts a place in the final. Double 5, big dart. Oh,
Yes, that's game
pressure
shot.
dart, that one.
And the first set.
And got it.
Stephen Bunting.
Harms must have been thinking, he ain't going to get this.
Second set, first leg. Stephen to throw first. Game on.
So Bunting now with the darts, he's taken that one against the throw.
Which makes it a little bit uphill for
60.
Wesley.
Well, that answers the question. Thank goodness it's the milk.
But you don't know what's in the milk, do you?
55. $100.
Bunting's tournament average, 92.34. He's not quite got up to that in this
55.
particular match so far. Mentioned him about possibly becoming the first boy champion here in this tournament to become the full champion.
140.
Has been done in the women's event. Leanne Maddock did the youth full double before the complaints come in.
Absolutely, yeah. I remember that as well. Brilliant.
Oh, fill him up. Came down, lovely.
165.
That's perfect.
$87. Stephen, you
Well,
require
Bunting
36.
is clearly the man on top at the moment. He's very much in the drive seat. Decided to go 288.
20.
Still got time though.
Yeah, there's no problems. Wesley's back here, 219, and he doesn't give the impression of putting much pressure on at the moment. That could change with a dart though.
99. Stephen, you require 16.
Should be straightforward this. One dart, 88. Maybe more than one then. But still 88.
No score.
Well.
Wesley, you require
Now Shanghai.
120.
That's the treble. Tops required.
Yes,
Good
that's
check
one
out.
shot.
Good
And the
check
first
out. That
leg.
makes him feel better.
Wesley
You can see what it means to him.
Indeed you can. He loved that
Second
one.
leg, it's Wesley to throw first.
Gave his imaginary
Game on.
target the body shot for that one. Take that.
Well, he's taking the darts up to Stephen. He's got the throw. He'll be looking to take this set.
$85.
After a terrific first start there, he'll be a bit disappointed with what followed.
Well, it was an unlucky deflection off the flight with a second dart.
$100.
No maximums yet in this match. It is amazing what deflections can do. What's that?
132.
Flicked it in and it misses by, what, an inch, maybe more.
Just enough just to flick the dart upward and out, really, flick the flight out.
100.
You've seen as much of Bunting as anybody over the last year or so, Martin. Where's the improvement really come?
I think the main improvement is where he slowed his game down a little bit. He used to be the bullet, fast and furious. And he made quite a few mistakes in doing that, but slowed himself up a little bit. And I think he's, funny enough, it may sound silly, but I think he's taken to fatherhood
45.
big style and he feels comfortable with it.
Can be the making of the man. Wonder if he's going to be the champion here this weekend. Three other fellas hoping that is not the case.
Whatever reason, Wesley's struggling a little bit here.
It's a good first start. Oh yes, first maximum.
180. Wesley, you require 148.
148 can be done, not now. Well, after that maximum, you'd fancy
41.
Bunting here.
Stephen, you require
Absolutely.
76.
76, treble 20, double 8. There's a treble 20, here's a double 8. Thank
Yes, that's game shot. And the second
Nice,
leg.
easiest showing,
Stephen
please.
Bunting. Third leg, it's Stephen to throw first.
That's
Game
quality
on.
finishing.
you. Well, it is, and it's taken the throwback off of Wesley. And now Stephen's in the driving seat.
96.
Serve it out to go 2 sets up.
$140.
Bunting's taken his average over the 90 mark. Harms back at less than 84 at this stage. And as a result of that, Harms has only had the opportunity to win the one leg so far.
$30.
He's not happy.
Maybe there's a little touch of nerves in there.
100.
Bunting goes, sorry Martin, Bunting does go 2 up. I mean, he's just not at the races at the moment, is he?
No, I mean, he threw his first dart there, shaking the head. Clearly not happy with what's going on.
Looked so steady and composed earlier on. He's not. There's the averages. That underlines what we're saying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Something 908 there, 91, 93 for Stephen. Stevens is climbing.
100.
Wesley's dropping.
He's only had the one double attempt so far, and that's the result of not scoring. Simply not scoring heavily enough.
Exactly, yeah. He's trailing so far behind in this leg.
140.
He'll leave a finish there. But Stephen, 80 to go. Another 20, double top. Ooh.
40.
No, 161.
161.
In theory, that's a big ask. And Bunting will return wanting 2 20s for the second set. And he knows now that that is the target. All Harms can do is get as many as possible, which he duly does. Now then.
Stephen, you require 40.
10s.
Yes, that's game shot.
Harms needs to get into this match soon. He could very badly do with a set.
Set. First leg, it's Wesley to throw first. Game on.
I wouldn't want to be in a position where I'm 3 down, that's for sure. 2-1 down, there's still, mentally there's a lot of hope there still. But 3 down, it's a long way back. Hard work.
Got the darts though in this
140.
leg. He'll in theory have the advantage.
Absolutely. This is a big set for him, for Wesley. Big set indeed.
45.
Might be a case of what is it which David Lloyd says? Start the taxi. It might be a case of that if the set goes against him here. Start the taxi.
Yeah.
140.
That's more like it. Has to sustain it.
100.
He's had 2 140s already.
$140.
Well, that's more like it, isn't it? 3 on the spin. Suddenly it's back. But
Oh.
can he get the finish?
Whatever was going wrong seems to have been put right.
96. Wesley, you require 81.
Well, he's had the numerical advantage. Now the finishing. 81. Working it out. Treble 10. Maybe. He's got time on his side, Martin. Have to no need to worry.
No, you played the logic of it there brilliantly. Stephen back on 260. Can't leave a finish now, so Wesley's got at least 6 starts of this.
Wesley, you require
I think he's
32.
realised this one's gone. Harms now, double 16.
Yes, that's game shot.
Well, that's going to make him feel better.
Wesley
It should do,
Harms.
that's for
Second
sure.
leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on.
But Stephen's got to throw here. And I think Stephen will be looking to take this leg
135.
and then try and sort out this third set in the third leg of this one and get that 3-0 up.
A bullet overall, Stephen Bunting. Bullet now with the baby bullet.
38. $96.
Harms needs a big score here.
$140.
Good adjustment after that first dart.
Needed it as well. So for Stephen as well.
100.
He's a Liverpool fan, isn't he, Stephen? He's not. Everything in the life's not perfect at the moment. winning this match.
140.
But his team's not doing frightfully well.
170.
But here it is, the big one. 170, 2 treble 20s. Oh, not to be. We've seen it once this week.
98.
Harms can't finish this, of course. Bunting will return, requiring 72. The throwing action of Wesley Harms.
101. Stephen, you require 72.
So, 72. 12 for tops or 20 double 16. Goes the 16 route.
Yes, that's game shot. And the
Levels
second
it
leg.
up.
Stephen Bunting.
Likes it down there.
Third leg, it's Wesley to throw first. Game on. Thank you.
Harms doesn't take this. It is a mountain he's got facing him. Got any questions for Martin or myself, if you like? Anybody else involved in this? There's how to do it at ESPN UK or hashtag World Masters.
85.
They asked Tony earlier on, somebody tweeted to say, who's your favourite player of all time? Who's your favourite player of all time?
My favourite player of all time, the second watch, was always Eric Brestow.
And that's exactly what Tony said.
Yeah, always the great Eric.
60.
Fabulous darter, wasn't he? I mean, the way I used to love the way in which he used to sort of feed off baiting the crowd. He didn't worry about best of order. The noisier it got, the more they used to bait him, the more he used to like it.
I know, amazing guy. And he just took control of games. Some games I watched him play, he just took control and there was no one that was going to beat him. He was just there and that was it. It was mine.
97.
Just go through the motions.
That's a bit unlucky.
60.
It's still very close.
Yeah, a lot on this one. This is a very, very important leg.
$39.
Look at that. Great shot. Fabulous pipe organ there at the far end of the arena. Starlight Express is on here next week.
Is it really? My word.
Yeah. How about that for a bit of research?
65.
I think the crowd's appreciating that there's a lot of tension up there now.
105.
Good switch down to the use of the 25 there, setting it up with the 100 now required.
59.
Now,
Wesley, you require
you'd
100.
suspect this is a big, big throw, isn't it?
It is, without a doubt. Treble 20 double top. This makes him feel much more comfortable if he hits it. But he needed to take it.
60.
Well,
Stephen, you
Bunting,
require
136. This will hurt Harms if he can take it out. Double 8. Oh,
120.
thought it was going to go.
So did I'll tell
Wesley,
you.
you require 40.
Wesley will need this tops. If he don't hit this, he's potentially going to be 3-0 down. Big dart, straight into 1. 8 scored there. Double 16 required.
Yes, that's game shot.
That is a good dart, because with that first one he was thinking, where on earth did that come from? And he just had to compose himself. That was a real must-win, wasn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. As we saw just there, he's shaking his head. He can't believe what's going on. But he's took the set.
He's 140.
Good start from Stephen Bunting, quarter-finalist last year here in the semi-final. And a reminder, it's the first to 5 legs, it's best of 9 that takes this and a place in the final. Financially, it makes a difference as well. Loser here goes home with $3 grand. If you win it, you're guaranteed 10. You could get 25.
Absolutely. That's why I always like to be in the final.
Said that with a twinkle in your eye.
100.
Martin Adams, who's won this on 3 occasions. And with the bank balance to prove it.
Oh, something like that.
130.
But putting that to one side, you've got to be in the final, otherwise you can't win it. So that's what these boys are fighting for now.
180.
It's not just playing your best darts. There's a little bit of a stamina thing as well, isn't it? When you've got on one day quarter-final, semi-final, and a final.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you got the potential there for
Stephen, you require 81.
a lot of sets. But 81, treble 19, double 12, double 6 for 12 darts.
First game shot.
12 darts is excellent.
Stephen Bunting.
High quality darts from Bunting, whose average is still over 91, compared with Harm's 87.
$140.
Good start there from Wesley.
$81.
That last dart a bit quick, or was it just my imagination?
A little bit quick, yeah, but excuse me, I mean, this is where Stephen wants to go in 3-1 up at half time.
137.
Wesley that wants it 2-2, and this makes so much difference.
$140.
Harms just with the advantage. Needs to turn that into a leg here. Give himself the opportunity of squaring the match up. Won't be able to do it if Bunting throws another 12 darter at him.
$140.
He's throwing now.
Opportunity here for Wesley really to put some big pressure on that 140. Hopefully leave himself a 2-darter or just the double.
100. Stephen, you require 140.
So this is what is required. Treble 20, treble 12. That's just the wrong side of the wire. Good second dart though. He's coming down,
100.
using the ball, and leaving himself with the
84.
checkout opportunity of double tops. Harms. 14 would leave him bull. Double 11 now.
62.
So to go in
Stephen,
at
you
half time,
require 40.
3-1 up, double top for Stephen Bunting. Still double top. Is there.
Yes, that's game shot.
Halfway stage. The #1 seed
Stephen
is on
Bunting.
course. He leads at the break
Fifth set, first
by
leg.
3 sets to 1.
Wesley to throw first.
Introductions, and here come the 2 semi-finalists. The Bullet, big Stephen Bunting, practice darts, and Wesley Harms just checking with the referee.
Something I noticed before the break, John. It's something that Wesley kind of does when he plays a player that he's trying to rush along. He tends to play fast, a slow player. Now Stephen's quite a fast player, and I think Wesley has slowed his game down because of Stephen's pace, whereas if he plays a slow player, Wesley plays quicker to try and speed them along. So I think that might be why he's been a little bit more methodic with his throw than we've seen, you know, in previous matches.
Wesley not looking happy, is he? Not happy at all. And I can tell you the reason for that is that the referee wrongly, when we went to the break, allowed them to continue, and then the match had to be halted. And now it has to be restarted now. And Wesley Harms is not happy about it. He's got to get his composure.
Most definitely. I mean, mistakes happen, and you've got to be mentally ready for when those mistakes happen. And I think that first 3 darts have just shown that he's not quite there mentally still at the moment.
No, he pulled his darts out of the board, and a little bit of anger in that. And Bunting almost capitalising. The 3rd dart just deflected off the barrel, and he gave the referee a bit of a stare, didn't he, as he turned away?
Well, that score from Stephen will not help Wesley's mental state at all. And now he's had another bounce out. He's probably feeling the world is absolutely against him.
Needs to get back to his game, doesn't he? There he is. Maybe that'll settle him down a bit.
Well, that's much better. That's much better than his first 2 visits, for sure.
Anthony Dundas, the referee, he's the man who had the icy look from Wesley Harms.
100.
First major tournament for Anthony, and yeah, these things happen. People are human.
Exactly. We're all human. It seems that Wesley now, after his first 6 darts, and only 5 of them sticking in, is now over his problem and venting how he's feeling in a different manner.
So he's got a 145 checkout here.
Wesley, you require 145.
Great first dart. I needed the treble for tops. And he's got to hope that Bunting doesn't get this Shanghai on 20s.
He needs a treble 20 with the first dart. Oh, loose dart. Tidied nicely.
Harms
was going for the single 18 with his last dart and hit the treble. Double 8 for Wesley.
Yes, that's game shot. And the first leg.
Well, after the demons of the first couple of throws, when he looked as though he really didn't want to know and was shaking his head angrily, he's won it. He still doesn't look exactly Mr. Happy, does he?
I think Anthony's probably not on his Christmas card list this year, the way that Wesley is looking out to the crowd there.
Anthony's had a good tournament. Oh, that's good. That is good. First maximum of this particular match for Harms. That takes his average over 90 for the first time. Still shaking his head. He's got to get it out of his mind. Get on with it.
I think you're all right shaking your head as long as you keep hitting the treble 20, as Harms is.
140.
Tremendous darts.
But I think this goes back to what I was saying before the break. Wesley was not playing at this pace. Both in for Bunting.
180.
Well, this is a super leg. 180 from Bunting, his 3rd of the match. Harms potentially could get a 10 darter, or he could have done before now.
121. Stephen,
could get an 11 darter in theory, but he might still lose.
Oh, that's a bad dart. Double 16.
49.
Bit wild.
Wesley, you require
Harms
60.
can take this then, against the throw, can win the set, bring it back to 3-2. Double top, he's got 2 darts.
Yeah,
11 darter, he's got it.
On the 5th set.
I think all will be forgotten now, John. I think all will be forgotten about the break.
Stephen to throw first.
And I think he's come back, and as we said, he needed to win that first set, and he's duly done that.
Maybe Mr. Angry is the way ahead.
134.
Good covering there from Stephen. 2 treble 19s. The ascendancy with Stephen. Going down for the cover again. And picked it off with one of the 2 darts again. It's good cover shooting.
$59.
Wesley trailing in this leg.
have to remind you again, it is first to 5. Harms takes this one. Yeah, 3-1 at the interval. It looked as though Bunting was in control. If he gets another set now, then we are back on level terms.
100.
He's definitely throwing quicker, Wesley. The pace is up. Stephen, 2 trebles coming down.
139.
Leaving 32. Wesley a long way back on 297.
85. Stephen, you require
So
32.
double 16 then for Bunting. Little adjustment, not too much space,
No
and
score.
can't find it.
He'll be returning with Wesley on 212. The perfect throw he'd be looking for here was 180, but not possible now. Just looking to try and leave something
60.
handy.
Stephen, you require 32.
2/16 then for the first leg of this 7th set. Near. Double 8.
Yes, that's game
Yes.
shot. And the first leg. Stephen
Well, I told you
Bunting.
about the incident
Second
which
leg is
left
Wesley to
Wesley
throw
Harms
first.
looking
Game
pretty
on.
angry. It was when they continued, they thought that they were continuing the match, and in fact, the players knew there was
140.
to be a break, but they were told to continue, and then, no, you can't. Wesley Harms not happy about it one little bit.
137.
Sympathy with the referee, Anthony Dundas. He was angry when he left that stage. That's not going to make his temper any better.
No,
Bounce out.
it's Anthony's first tournament, and he's done a fantastic job.
80.
And if that's the only mistake he makes all tournament, then so be it. It's not a terrible mistake to make, to be fair. It's just one of those things. He's human, and it happens. He's been fantastic.
60.
And Harms came back and won the set, so really that should just be all consigned to just one of those little hiccups along the way. That's a lovely first start.
100.
And angry that he couldn't find the second treble. Not on a finish. Looking for his 4th maximum, and that was deflected off the flight and the barrel, I think.
It cost him a finish as well. He threw that last out a lot quicker than the first 2 as well.
60.
And there's the deflection. He wasn't happy.
Stephen uses relatively light darts, so you are risking deflections with lighter darts.
Harms is on a finish on 1-2-1. That's a good last
97.
start, needed that.
Wesley, you require 121.
Pressure's the 1-2-1 of Wesley. Treble 20 needed. He's got it. Double 14 for Harms.
Yes,
What a shot.
that's game shot.
What a good finish. Very, very good finish.
Third leg, it's Stephen to
One
throw
leg
first.
each, but he was
Game
with the
on.
darts. So now Bunting throwing for a 4-2 advantage.
Stephen put the pressure on that shot
140.
and asked Harms the question, and Harms answered it with a 1-2-1 shot.
Nice start though, that 140 for Bunting with the throw.
59.
Tony O'Shea and Paul Brown waiting in the wings. They'll be practicing right now. They're next on stage
100.
after this one.
They'll be having a little throw out there, keeping their eye on the TV in the players' room and seeing how this game is going.
$100.
Wesley Chills trailing in this leg. Another 60 here from Bunting would put him in a very commanding position.
91.
Good cover. Good
Yes.
thinking, leaving the 170.
Solid last start from Bunting. And if he wins this set, he will be within 1 of a place in the final.
100. Stephen, you require 170.
We're looking for 2 treble 20s. Go across to 18. No, stayed where he was.
100.
Harms looking to put some pressure on now. Bunting on 70. Harms well back. Needs a big score. That's a good dart.
90. Stephen, you require 70.
70 for the set for Bunting. Double 16.
38. Wesley, you require
Gets this, he'll be
152.
4-2 ahead. Now Harms, though, has a chance to level it up. Couldn't capitalise, needed that treble 20 with the first dart. Bunting will require
55.
a double 16, first to
Stephen, you
5,
require
takes a
32.
place in the final. And this would put him 4-2 ahead, and
Yes,
he gets
that's
it.
game
He
shot.
only needs one
And the
more
set
set now.
Stephen
Little bit of a
Bunting.
punch of the chest. I'm the man. He knows
7
he's on the
sets,
way.
first leg. It's Wesley
That was
2,
important.
throw first. Game on.
A very important leg as the way the match goes there. Again, 4-2, a huge gap now for Wesley to haul back. There's no room for error. He's got to play the darts of his life now to stay in this tournament.
Just got to take everything, hasn't he? And at the same
80.
time, hope that Bunting, which hasn't looked likely in the match so far, suddenly goes off the boil. He's been averaging, well, not too far off, 95, Bunting. He's throwing well.
He's been consistent this week and the last 2 days, and Stephen's just playing that same game again.
He's shown some character, hasn't he, Bunting? He had those tough early matches against Hofstra and Van der Pas. They were both tight games. Had to keep his
100.
nerve, had to keep his form.
He has, and Stephen has lots of experience. People forget that he's been around for a long time, Stephen. I was lucky enough to be at his first county game when he played for Merseyside as a 14 or 15-year-old. It was my first county game. And he played both days because he was doing 30 averages back at that age for fun. So he has the experience to do this as well. So it's not new to Stephen, even though it's relatively young.
99.
Pressure is on Harms and his supporters. Bunting closing in. That's a loose last
45.
start.
Well, he blocked the treble 20 with his second dart there and had to move, so made it a little more uncomfortable. Wesley just needs a treble 20 here.
94.
Or a treble 18.
Good
Commentator
adjustment.
says.
Good adjustment. The more you do of this, that's a lovely one. That's 4th maximum. Yeah, the more you do of this, the more you'll find that the commentator's curse does tend to rear its ugly head.
It does with me.
Bullseye.
103.
So
Stephen, you require
76 for the
76.
first leg. Now double 8. Just the slightest of adjustments.
It's almost too close. It's a difficult dart for Stephen to get past. Which way is he going to go? Is he
What would
going to
you
try
do?
and... I tend to go to the left and try and go over the top of that first one.
Oh,
60. Wesley, you require 25.
this is a must get. They're a must take for Harms, this.
In this situation, yes, they are. Double 8. Double 4.
Yes, that's game shot. And the first
He
leg.
did it. That's a
Wesley
great
Harms.
dart. That's a big
Second leg
dart.
is Stephen
Big
to throw
dart for
first.
Wesley.
Game on.
That was a big one. Bunting them with the darts now. 4-2 ahead.
99.
There was that double 4. How important might that be? Second semi-final, Paul Brown and Tony O'Shea, and they're out in the practice room.
125.
There they are, Tony O'Shea, there's Paul Brown.
Two different situations out there. Tony's been in this situation before, and Paul, this is all new.
140.
So that's an intriguing second semi-final.
Paul Brown has just come to the televised tournament format like a man to the manor born.
It seems to be that he's gone up there and said, this is my game, this is how I play,
115.
this is what I do, and if you want to beat me, you're going to have to do better, and nobody has managed to step up to that yet.
That's the match that's coming up next. Tony O'Shea against Paul
66.
Brown after this one. And now Harms has to get a big score here, needs to leave himself on a finish. Got to hit the treble.
60.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed with that. Because the lie was right for him to hit that treble. Stephen will be trying to pile it on here.
60.
He's done the same and given a little opening to Harms. A good score here from Harms, but Stephen's shot of 136 under big pressure.
Harms wins this one, it's back to 4-3.
85. Stephen, you require 136.
So Bunting, 2 treble 20s and a double 8. Loose first one.
85.
Arms for the set.
Wesley, you
Tidy up.
require 116.
Treble 20. He'll stay there. Double 18. For the set.
That's game shot.
That is a
1-7
finish.
set.
That is a big,
Wesley
big finish.
Harms.
Huge pressure on that. Huge pressure on that finish.
First leg. It's Stephen to throw first.
Well,
Game
Scott,
on.
you've got to admire that one. That's a pressure shot.
It is, and this is what Wesley keeps coming up with. This is what he keeps coming up with. He's making himself very
100.
difficult to beat.
First to 5, remember, is what takes a place
100.
in the final. It's 4-3 to Bunting, who has the darts now. Looking for maximum number 5.
140.
He's scoring more heavily, though, than Wesley Harms.
He is. Bunting averaging 94 and Harms
100.
averaging 90. And the checkout stats are far more superior for Harms. Bunting's had far more darts at a double than Wesley has.
100.
There you see again.
It's 8 from 13 attempts for Harms and 9 from 31.
31 checkout attempts from Bunting, I guess, reflecting the fact that he's been the heavier
100.
scorer, though. He's been bossing
Stephen, you require
most of these
161.
legs.
But it's been showing that if Wesley gets a chance, he takes it. 81 left.
130.
He's under the cosh again here, Scott.
Yeah, he's going to have to do something big and tidy. That's a good start. He'll come down for treble 19. And he's nailed it. Pressured the shot again.
Stephen, you require
That's magnificent.
31.
Now Bunting, 31, gets to 15 for double 8.
Taking his time. It's the right thing to do.
Yes, that's game shot. And the first leg.
And that is
Stephen
first
Bunting.
blood
Second
in
leg
the
is
set,
Wesley to
which
throw
could put
first.
him through to
Game
the
on.
final. Making the most of the fact that he's the man who had the darts.
$60.
Wesley's back to the position now. This is a must-win leg, or he's going home.
Important leg, that last one. He knew it,
Yeah.
he knew it.
The importance in that was plain to see.
His supporters, his wife Keela in the auditorium as well. Davison,
60.
Toby, there they are. He don't kid much, that little lad, does he? He likes his darts.
Likes his
50.
fingers there from that shot as well.
You always say when you're a little bit peckish, you've got chewing my arm off here. He literally is.
It literally was.
41.
Oh, Wesley might rue that. Might rue that shot there at 41. This is a big chance for Stephen to turn the darts round.
Big moment in the match. It's coming down. Can't get the cover shot he wants. It's a little bit of an opportunity missed.
It is. You know, a 140 here from Wesley now is put him back in the. Will put him back in the driver's seat, and that's a good start. It's a little loose.
80.
Pressure. He's turning round, looking to the audience. I think something just caught his ear. Somebody maybe shouted out and just lost concentration. It's part of the game, isn't it?
140.
It is part of the game, and then you have to face Stephen hitting a 140 when you're not particularly happy.
Unfortunately, you get into the big arena
60.
like this with the crowd.
Stephen,
It's
you
part and
require
parcel.
150.
It is, and Stephen's now got 6 darts at this 150 to take the match.
They can take his time, just set it up nicely. That's a good dart.
Yes,
that's
fantastic
wonderful.
dart.
That's wonderful, Scott.
It's a wonderful dart under this pressure, And now Wesley looks like all he can do is hit 100.
So, for the
he
match,
can't-
here
he can't.
comes the number 1
Stephen
seed,
requires 16.
Stephen Bunting, 2 8s to make it 5-3 and claim a place in the final.
Game.
He's got it! He's got it!
And the match.
Wesley Harms, the
Stephen
Dutchman,
Bunting!
is out, and Stephen Bunting, the number 1 seed, averaging close on 95, takes his place in the final, and there are the family celebrations. Bunting was just that little bit too strong.
Living up to his reputation as the number 1 seed. He's come here and he's doing exactly what he was hoping to do.